All right, can you tell us at least a little bit who you are, first name and where you're from?
My name's Mickey. I'm from the state of Missouri. I work at a child advocacy center in Missouri and am a forensic interviewer as well as outreach coordinator.
Wonderful. And we just talked a little bit briefly before. You said you have iRecord as
Yes.
a system.
Yes, we do.
And how many rooms do you have, or do you have different facilities?
Yes, we have actually 2 facilities, and in one of our facilities we have 2 forensic interview rooms which can do simultaneous interviews separately, as well as we have the system programmed so that our child advocates as well as other forensic interviewers can observe from their computers in their offices for constant peer review and involvement in the case. It allows our child and family advocates the freedom to watch some of the interview but also be readily available to the family while they're waiting. And then we also have iRecord at our additional satellite facility, which records only one room, and those recordings are downloaded to our main computer system. I don't really understand all the computer
You
stuff.
don't have
but, not in real time, not on this specific day, but overnight the next day. So even though they're a satellite facility, that forensic interviewer also is able to get feedback very soon and have the other interviewers give her peer review the next day if there's any concern or question.
Yeah. So iRecord basically it makes your job a little easier in the interview process as far as having accessibility to these interviews.
Yes, absolutely. We see between our 2 facilities about 1,300 to 1,400 children a year. When I started there, we were VHS with 2 VHS tapes recording simultaneously. The nice thing about iRecord is the quickness of being able to make real, not copies, but real originals for our law enforcement and prosecutorial partners, as well as a side benefit has been we're a child first state, and it is much easier to make training clips to be used in our training with other forensic interviewers and our multidisciplinary team.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. While we're here at the conference, we also have brought with us our new Anywhere on the Surface Pro. Do you see uses for that in interview? This is something new introduced, and we're looking for comment and feedback about that.
Actually, I was at the reception last night and was very excited about the possibility of taking the information back to my director. Something that has changed for us, I feel, in the last 15 years from when I first started is the flexibility of looking at doing on-site forensic interviews. Oftentimes we're called to do them in facilities. Perhaps the child is not, it's not a safe situation to remove them from a mental health facility, but they're looking for someone to talk to a child in a more forensic manner before they release them. Some of our mental health facilities have changed their policies where they will not allow children to leave the facility and have a forensic interview, which they used to accompany. We've also had some situations where it was a high risk for the safety of the child because perhaps it was a gang-related incident, murder, and they were concerned about transporting the child from a safe location to a forensic interview due to the fact that the assailants may be, looking for an opportunity to harm the child.
Right.
For the forensic interviewer to be able to go to those facilities and have a much more friendly, less invasive camera with the same high quality, I think would be to our benefit. We also do interviews of developmentally delayed adults, or what we call in the state of Missouri vulnerable persons, which by statute the video can be used in in court as well. And so in some of those instances it would have been nice to have that facility have recording equipment that was available. This something where we had control over it, it was ours anyway,
Right.
that we could take with us and bring back. I think it would be much safer to use, much easier for our forensic interviewers to facilitate, as well as maintain confidentiality for the victims.
Yeah, and with this new system, you'd be able to download those videos directly to your iRecord system.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so all this database would also be in your same, and then you can pull
Yeah.
those up at your client station, so.
Of course, I love this too for Child First training.
Yeah.
I would love to have, we actually had the mobile unit before we tried it out one time, but it was a larger laptops with like the little kind of in camera. I don't know what you call it, but and that was wonderful to have those at training. I don't know if that was something that we could convince our state coordinator program to do, but I think this is definitely something that our individual facility could look at through a grant that could help increase our effectiveness when we have to do forensic interviews off-site.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk a little bit about the conference here that you're at today. We are in Charlotte.
Charleston.
Charleston.
We're in Charleston, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
It's the capital of West Virginia.
There we go. Charleston, West Virginia. And we're at the When Words Matter conference here. Do you attend? How often do you attend these?
I would love to attend every year, but based off of our budget, I typically come about every other year or so.
And you find the importance to these conferences educational, or just for meeting other directors and forensic interviewers?
Educational, and also, there's a lot of talk about self-care. Really, no one understands the jobs we do except for those that do it.
Sure.
It's not something that you can talk to your family and friends about, the way that you have the understanding and that support from others that do the work. I always look forward to hearing from the other Child First states. So even though this training isn't directed just at Child First states, that's a nice, something nice to hear how other states are being innovative with their program, changing, expanding to like an advanced Child First programming. We've been a Child First state since 2003, still do 3 to 4 Child First trainings a year, and think it's marvelous. So having the opportunity to come here re-energizes me as a faculty member, and then also just not getting stuck and doing the same old thing, but seeing what other states are doing, and hopefully that we can increase our effectiveness in our training for that as well.
Yeah, last night was wonderful, the round table, to be go around and hear every state what they're doing with, the programs are just wonderful.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. How do you like the presenters this year?
Well, I missed all of yesterday because of the weather.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the hearing. So really, I've had limited access to some of the ones I was looking forward to were yesterday. Really enjoyed Victor's presentation on the juvenile offenders, especially because of the media that topic has gotten recently. I think it's very misunderstood, and how our system across the nation treats juveniles with sexually problematic behaviors is sad at best. And enjoyed hearing also several of the other speakers. I don't think I can ever get enough information. So of course, I always go away from any individual training wanting more, but looking forward to the rest of the conference as well.
Well, wonderful. I think you've answered all our questions wonderfully, and I thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'll shake hands with this one because I got my gum in this one.
All right.
Thank you so